what do I want to be when I grow up?
Yeah.
I think about that often. I want to be happy and full of life and community and loved ones. So I have that right now. And I like the challenge of the business. I like staying curious and learning new things and experimenting with different ways of approaching things. So as long as I continue to have that,
Yeah.
while also being able to leave the country on a whim and have fun and enjoy that time as well, that's what I'm striving for.
Welcome to YMI Talking, a podcast where the guests are so good, you'll wonder why the host is even talking. In each episode, you will hear one of the leaders of the Lehigh Valley's vibrant business hub. They will tell you the keys to their success, the mistakes they've made, and what they have in store for the future. Here is the host of YMI Talking, from YMI Insurance, Jimmy Honachik.
All right, that is me, Jimmy Honachik, back with another episode of Why Am I Talking, and joined by Emily Ellis. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Fall is coming.
Yes.
It's like here-ish.
It's basically here.
It's
September
basically
1st,
here.
it's here.
Yeah. Okay, I like your attitude. You know, the leaves are starting to change. It's kind of a little cooler. Are you a pumpkin spice latte person?
Yeah. Very much so.
Okay.
Like, I've been going to Starbucks a lot recently.
Now, will you get it cold and hot?
Yeah. I really like the pumpkin cream cold brew at Starbucks.
Okay.
So that's like a little bit different than a pumpkin spice latte. But I think if I'm getting a pumpkin spice latte, it needs to be hot.
Yeah, that's my feeling too. Like, Trish will get it cold sometimes. I'm like, come on, that kind of defeats the purpose, I feel like. All right, so we're on the same page. As you know, I try to turn everyone against Trish as quickly as I can because I try so hard because everyone likes her more than me. And so I have to get in there early and try to change people's minds. And it hasn't worked yet.
Well, I haven't spent as much time with her yet. So.
Well, you don't want to, trust me.
I don't.
Yes, fall is here. It's exciting. I felt like I had another thought about fall, but
Halloween, do you have a costume?
we are tentative right now. So
Okay.
we've done family costumes basically every year since we've had kids, and they haven't like quit on it yet. We know that they will one year.
That's adorable.
Right now, Guardians of the Galaxy is the plan.
That would be really good.
We're just trying to figure out who everyone is. And there's lots of fighting happening right now, but we'll see.
George has to be the raccoon.
Yeah, and I think everyone in the family agreed with that. So we'll get there. This episode is awesome. Merjan Bubernack from ET&T is like a breath of fresh air for the Lehigh Valley.
Definitely.
She brings such energy and excitement to the community and this episode.
Definitely.
I felt like I scripted that. That sounded really good.
It was really good.
But she's great. This episode's great. I'm going to turn it over to the episode now.
All right.
Here we go. All right. I am very excited for this episode. This is a treat. I get a lot of people that I've never met before on here. And those are fun, and I get to learn about new people. But Merjan Bubernack, I know you. I consider you a friend.
Oh, me too, Jimmy. Thanks.
Absolutely. And I'm really looking forward to this.
I am as well.
To kind of diving into your story, ET&T, and learning even more about you.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Good. So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to turn the tables. Where should we start with you?
Oh, man. Where should we start? Let's start with both our journeys coming back to the Lehigh Valley after life in the big city.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, I love it. All right.
Okay.
Washington, D.C., right?
Yes.
So you graduate college. Oh, you went to Georgetown.
I know.
Right?
I'm sorry. We do have that little beef between us.
So you made one mistake, but then you stayed in D.C. afterwards?
I did. So I grew up here in the Lehigh Valley, went to Central Catholic. And I think like most young people in the Valley was like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I got to go. So DC was my dream. Went to Georgetown, did 4 years there, and then stayed in DC for 10 years, 12 years, something like that. And what most people always ask me is, oh, didn't you hate the politics? I go, I didn't have anything to do with politics in DC.
Right.
I kept there. You can have a life in DC without being involved in politics at all. A lot of my friends were not in politics. The community I built was not in politics. So politics aside, we love DC for its food and culture and vibrancy.
Yeah. And you know, you said 10 years?
Yeah. When did so I started college in 2011 and came back 2 years ago.
Okay.
So
yeah. So we did LA, we did New York, but we never stayed there for that long. But that's long enough to make it feel like a home. I would think.
Yeah. Very much so. I was lucky that a lot of my college friends stayed in the area. So there was built-in friendship there. Mm-hmm. And then I worked for a bunch of tech companies where the culture at that time was very social, and your work friends become your real friends, gym friends. I was very lucky. I had community all over the place. And even now I go back to DC and we'll go sit at a bar and my boyfriend will be like, how do you know everyone? This is a city of however many people. And I'm like, you know people after 12 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So was it hard to leave that behind?
It was, but it was also time. I left, COVID 2020. 2022, I had my quarter life crisis and said, I got to go to California. I'm just going to get in my car and drive. So I spent about 6 months in California, came back to DC.
Wait, did you have a job or did you?
I worked in corporate America where I told them not to ask where I was working.
Okay. Yeah.
They knew I was working.
Yeah.
And working East Coast hours on the West Coast is the best. I was working like 6 a.m. to 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then going and sitting on the beach for a couple hours.
That's not a bad way to live life.
It was not, but eventually I realized this is not sustainable. Mm-hmm. So I missed my family. And that is actually around the time that I decided to come back to the Lehigh Valley and join the family business. Corporate was great, but I felt like a cog in the wheel. I knew I wasn't going to achieve what I wanted to achieve and have the experiences and the challenges that I knew I could probably get running a 20-person family business here in the Lehigh Valley that I'd get in a 100,000, 70,000 person company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a specific incident that made you decide, all right, this is it. I'm going to move my life and join the family business?
It sounds super woo-woo, but it was at a 5-day silent meditation retreat in California.
That's awesome. How, I can't be silent for 5 minutes. How did you do 5 days?
The first 2 days are very overwhelming, where you're thinking, oh my God, I can't do this. And they encourage you not even to make eye contact or look at any, it was a wild experience that really encourages you to go into your own head.
Yeah.
And I think of it like a filing cabinet. You're always looking at those first couple of files. Maybe I'm dating myself here. We have a lot of filing cabinets still in our office. You look at those first 2 files every day, but you don't ever get to the back of the filing cabinet. And that's what I felt like by the end of the 5 days. I had gone all the way and looked through every file in there. And that's when I realized, yep, I'm ready. I've had the experiences. I've had the fun. I've done all the things that I can do in DC. It's time to start something new.
That's awesome. And was your family inviting? Were they accepting?
Very much so.
Okay.
They had never said, you have to come and do this. My mom and dad had always said, the option is here if you want it. My sister had moved back to the Valley around that time, and it just made sense. Mom and dad were saying, eventually we'd like to retire, as I'm sure you had the conversation with your dad. And I said, yeah, okay, let's give this a shot.
Yeah. And your mom doesn't strike me as one who would ever retire, though, right? Like she's so hardworking. And
both of my parents, yes.
Yeah.
My dad's always tinkering on something, and mom's, I think, meeting with the accountant as we speak to go through the books for the way she loves the financials. So yes, I don't know if they'll ever retire. Those are interesting conversations that continue to be had over Sunday dinners.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the move back, I mean, did you find it went the way you expected? Because you have, spent 10 to 12 years in a big city.
Yeah.
You've built your home there, and now you kind of ripped away those contacts, those networks, and came to not quite a big city.
Yeah. I will be honest. I kept a condo in DC just in case.
Yes.
So it's rental property now, but I have a landing. I think I needed a security blanket before I officially made the move, knowing that I could go back and have my fun and see my friends when I need to. So we still do that because finding a social community here in the Valley has been tough.
Yeah.
I don't have kids. I haven't found a gym that I love, unfortunately. So those elements of finding a community have been harder than I thought they'd be. But the business keeps me busy. My sister's here. We go out and have fun. We live right in Southside Bethlehem. So we're always exploring the things around. And I think the biggest surprise, I came as a single 30-something-year-old lady. And within a couple of weeks, I found a really nice guy who I've now been dating for 2 years. So that was the biggest surprise of moving back to the Valley. All of my friends in DC are like, you're living the Hallmark dream. You've got to move. I'm like, it's not that much, but yes.
I'm excited to see this movie, actually.
They all joke with me, are you dating like a Christmas tree farmer? I'm like, no, he's not that Hallmarky.
Yeah.
But yes.
That's funny. He's just a lumberjack, actually.
Love you, Bob.
So your background before getting into ET&T, and we'll talk more about ET&T and kind of what makes it special, but was in technology, right?
Yes.
Is that helpful? I would think.
It was actually more in sales. I think when you have experience selling anything, you can sell everything.
Yeah.
I am very grateful. My first career out of college, my first job out of college was at Oracle, and they put me through a boot camp. Yeah. So they hire, 200 fresh out of college kids and say, we're going to teach you how to be an adult now. And they sent us to California for 6 weeks and then back in the office in Northern Virginia, actually. And that's where I learned the foundations of sales and marketing and persistence and messaging, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you still use that today, I would say.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If anything, now I get to use it more and I can tinker with it and experiment a lot quicker than I would have been able to in a big corporate environment. So
you go from Oracle. Where's the next step?
Oracle, I was there for about 2.5 years. And then I said, I want to do something fun. I'm a big foodie. I love food, and DC had a great food scene, still does. So I said, I want to do something with that. And I got a job at Square, the credit card processing company, which at the time had a food delivery service called Caviar. And that's the division that I worked for. And my job was to just go around the city and sign restaurants up for this delivery platform. It was incredible. Yes.
Sample things while you're there. I would
all imagine. The time. Yeah. We would eat out every day because it was a tech company, California, and this is the heyday of lunch benefits and all of the perks and everything. So we would be ordering in every day, and we worked at a WeWork. So there was, as Terry mentioned on your podcast a couple weeks ago, booze and whatever was always flowing in the WeWorks. And that was a great job for my early 20s.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah. And then my metabolism slowed down, and my zest for working in the restaurant field slowed down because they just worked totally crazy hours that I found unsustainable. So then I worked at the time, Tableau, which was then quickly bought out by Salesforce. And I got the fun big tech experience of a whole ecosystem of software applications. Yeah.
And still doing sales there?
Yep. Always in business development, account management.
So then walk me through, sales for a large corporation like that, and then coming into a small family business and trying to use those same sales skills.
Yeah. And I'm hesitant to use the word sales. It has such a bad connotation. It does, yes. So I like to think of it as relationship building.
Okay.
And in corporate, you're just a face, or not even that. Sometimes you're just a name in an email who's persistently trying to reach out and get an appointment to talk about your solution. And when I was in the big tech world, you knew who your buyers were. And usually they were in IT departments or analysts or sometimes a CFO. So it was highly targeted messages to them, trying to think through, okay, what might their issues be? But you're also one of thousands of people trying to sell them something on any given day. So I think I learned my reps there. I got the attempts in, and I was pretty successful. I went to President's Club once or twice, which was another great perk of corporate life. They send you on these vacations if you do well, which was really nice. But what I can apply to that now is you make more connections face to face, the way that you and I are sitting here, and we got lunch a couple weeks ago, and we get lunch with other folks in the community, and you can go to networking events, and you build the personal side first, I think, which I never had an opportunity to do in the corporate sphere.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure it out. It's not perfect. I mean, yes, we have a sales motion, if you will, but I try and make it personal because we're all in the same community. The likelihood of us seeing someone that I'd want to do business with at the grocery store or at the restaurant or wherever is pretty high here. So yeah, everything is always building that relationship.
Yeah. So walk me through the community, the Lehigh Valley community. Yeah. You're born and raised, you've come back.
Yep.
Have you seen it change, and kind of where do you feel like it is now?
Yeah, very much so. I remember I must have been in middle school when the first Starbucks opened in the area, which was really exciting for me. That was like the most cosmopolitan thing we could get. And now it's funny to see them on every corner.
Yes.
But I'm optimistic of where the Lehigh Valley is going. Obviously, we've made incredible progress over the 20 years or so that I've been cognizant of what the community is like. I know we're getting a lot more young people in the area. We have a ton of higher education institutions in the area. I think we got to figure out how to connect people better here. There's so much opportunity to go out and engage in the community and see what's happening. Let's get out there more.
Yeah.
And make new friends.
Exactly. And I think you're right. I mean, there is something to that. Like you went back to DC and you still see people that you know there. Yeah. And it's you get that here as well, but how do you make those ties even stronger? And how do you really develop it so that we're all kind of swimming together almost?
Yeah. I haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We will.
We will. I think food and beverage probably plays a part because that's just how my brain works and my stomach. The best conversations happen over a meal.
100%.
Yeah. So I've talked about it with some folks otherwise, and I haven't planned it yet. We've been trying to get a dinner party together. So I'll leave that message here as well. I've said it elsewhere on other platforms.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to hang out, meet, and go for a coffee and chat or grab dinner or whatever it is, my calendar is always open.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk ET&T.
Yeah.
What is it and why should people know it?
Yeah. ET&T is a third generation woman-owned family business. We do managed IT services. So what that means is a company like yours, you're busy, you're doing insurance, your team is doing all the things that you want them to do. You don't want them worrying about IT. You don't want them worrying about, is my computer working the way it should? Is my cybersecurity practices in place? You outsource that to someone like my team. That's one half of the business. The other half is telecommunications, so business phone systems. And that's what we actually started as. My grandfather started it in the telephone space. And we did that for many, many years and then introduced the IT side about 15, 20 years ago.
Interesting. Is the telephone space still as relevant, as big a part of the business?
Yeah, it is. You'd be surprised. People still have phone systems. And when you go to the YMI website, you have a business phone number there, whether it rings to a desk phone or to your cell phone. That's all customizable now. But everyone still has a phone system.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
And so what separates you from the competition? What makes you guys stand out?
Yeah, I think for one, it's our people. We have a great team. Some of our techs have been with us for 20 plus years. Wow. We have long tenure and people who genuinely care. I'm always coaching them and saying, when someone calls in with an IT problem, it's the last thing they want to be dealing with. So we need to be friendly and approachable and make the IT side accessible.
Yeah.
So I'm always telling my team, let's be kind and courteous and friendly first, and then we'll figure out the IT side after the fact. So
I like that because it's such a specialized field that for you guys, it can seem like a really simple problem. But for me on the other end, I'm like, I don't know what any of the words you are saying mean.
Yes.
And it can be frustrating. So to tell them to kind of be empathetic towards dummies like me, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Of
course. Absolutely. Plus, we always, we have a 15-minute response guarantee.
Oh, wow.
So if someone has an issue, I can guarantee that someone will be on the phone trying to help you within 15 minutes because I know that you having a computer problem means you can't do what you are actually trying to do.
Right.
So we pride ourselves on getting to things quickly. We don't always resolve them that quickly, but we are on it that quickly.
That's great.
Yeah.
What have you found to be kind of the most surprising part about stepping into the business?
Goodness. I love the business side of it, the strategy, the working on the business as opposed to in the business. Working in the business happens 9 to 5 because it's inevitable. Right. Emails and client requests and things coming in. So we're chatting on a Monday. I was in the office yesterday on a Sunday afternoon, just thinking big picture things that I wanted to get a handle on. So I really enjoy that side of it. Planning for the future. We've been here almost 60 years. So I'm always thinking about what the next 60 years look like and how do we survive that and adapt to the modern changes. I mean, AI is coming. Right. It's here. Yeah. It's already here. How do we get a grip on it internally and also have the ability to coach our clients on it?
That's great. And do you feel the weight of those 60 years? Like that's a real legacy, right?
Yeah. And especially if you look at statistics, I should have looked this up before, but I think like 12% of businesses survive third generations. So that's on my shoulders as well.
Yeah.
I try not to think about it though. We're doing our thing day in and day out. We're looking at our numbers. We're looking at our operational metrics. We've read Traction, the EOS model stuff. So we're working hard on the business while working in it.
That's great.
Yeah.
How's the family dynamic? Because I know that can be challenging. For me, I was fortunate where it was just myself and my dad, and we kind of knew each other, where we wanted to be, and had each other's best interests. But it doesn't always work that way. So how have you guys found the family dynamic?
Yeah.
And let me also say, I painted a nice picture there. We fought plenty. We still do to this day, but it is generally like, because we each think, we want the best for the business and for each other, and we just have different views on how to get there.
Yeah. I think we've given in our family, we've given each other a lot of grace on figuring that out. We have not quite figured out our cadence of having this conversation because it's so easy to just get wrapped up in the day-to-day that you forget about, hey, we should really sit down and talk about anything. Yeah, 100%. So my parents will be the first to say that my sister and I have brought new and fresh ideas, and they've been very open to us experimenting with that, to some success and to some failures, but we have the platform to be able to experiment with that. Yeah. So yeah, the family dynamic is interesting. We are always iterating and always communicating. And I've learned that, okay, this is how my parents react to some things, and I maybe need to massage them a little bit more before taking it to them. So we're figuring it out. It's nothing's, we haven't had any major blowout fights yet.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're still all talking to each other. We still hang out on the weekend.
Yes.
I just was telling you with my sister's bachelorette party this weekend, and hence the henna on my hand for those watching the video. So we get to enjoy the family time while keeping business during business hours in most cases.
Is Thanksgiving for you guys all about the business?
I actually made a deal with my parents when I came that holidays are going to be mine. So I typically leave the country for Thanksgiving now.
Nice. Look at that. I like that.
Yep. I see you every other day, every other year. I'm giving thanks to you.
Right.
Holidays, I'm going off and doing my own thing.
Where are you going this Thanksgiving?
I haven't booked anything yet,
okay,
though I'm perhaps trying to persuade some girlfriends to go down to Mexico for a couple days at the beach.
So travel is kind of a big deal for you.
Yeah, travel is a big deal for me.
Where are some of your favorite places you've been?
Oh, where are my favorite places? My big first solo trip that I did, and I love traveling solo. I get to just be whoever I want to be while I'm on the road and experiment with new places and new things and try on new life.
I love that.
So the big first solo trip I did was to Bali, actually.
Whoa.
In 2018. Bali, Singapore, and Malaysia.
Wow. For how long?
Like 2 weeks maybe.
Wow.
I loved it.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then the more recent trip that I've done that was a magical journey was in Costa Rica, actually.
Okay.
I was solo traveling there and met a bunch of other solo travelers, and we all just vibed together for a week. It was great. Yeah.
Costa Rica is like the happiest country in the world, isn't it?
The Pura Vida lifestyle. They're just, they're living the best lives down there.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what's the end goal? Like, are you working to like pursue a life like that? Like when you think about sort of your goals and your life plan, like how do you see that playing out?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I know. I got to do more reflection on that.
We can go silent for 5 days if you want to.
I should honestly do another one just to see what comes out of it.
You said that, and like I said, I don't think I've spent 5 minutes without talking, and I can't imagine what would come out. It might be terrifying. Actually.
I would maybe start with 20 minutes here and there of meditation. Going all in on a 5 day is excessive. What do I want to be when I grow up? Yeah. I think about that often. I want to be happy and full of life and community and loved ones. So I have that right now, and I like the challenge of the business. I like staying curious and learning new things and experimenting with different ways of approaching things. So as long as I continue to have that, while also being able to leave the country on a whim and have fun and enjoy that time as well, that's what I'm striving for.
I get that. I did a career day at my old high school, which if you want to humble yourself, it wasn't just like seniors who were graduating. It was like 8th grade to 12th grade. And they had to be there. So this is a bunch of high schoolers who had to be there. They wanted no part of this. But I say all of that because someone
you're trying to make insurance sound sexy.
Hey, come work. Yeah, exactly. Come work in insurance. And they're like, please leave the room. But someone asked me, like, what do you want? Like, basically that question, like, what do you want? And I realized at that moment that, like, I kind of have what I want. And so now it's like, how do I do the best with what I have?
Yeah.
So I get where you're coming from on that.
Yeah. It is, I think our generation's a little bit different. And I don't know what your parents were like, but they worked to live a lot, and they built these businesses from the ground up and invested everything. And thank God they did, because you and I wouldn't be in the positions we're in right now without that. But I think a lot about, do I want to have the same level of all in as they did? And I don't think my childhood lacked anything because of it. If anything, I'm so grateful for it, because I was at the office after school most days, and I got to see and experience what they were doing and what they were working on. And that's how I got the work ethic that I have. But do I see myself doing this until I'm 80? Probably not.
Right. Yeah. I do try to bring my kids around. It's kind of fun to show them. It's formative.
My first job was filling the snack machine at the office.
Oh, so, nice. Yeah. You used a word, and I feel like everyone uses it, but no one really stops to appreciate it. Like, the challenges of owning a business or running a business. And it is a challenge that is to be overcome, and you can, have victories, and it's great, but it's a challenge, right? Like, talk to me about how you faced those challenges and how you kind of talk yourself up to overcome those challenges.
Yeah. I'm a very analytical person, so I need my time to really diagnose and understand and study what the challenge is. And there's not enough hours in the day to accomplish that, unfortunately, hence Sunday afternoons in the office. But I start there. I'm a data person. I actually saw a movie last night where they said you have to understand the emotional side of data. And he was talking about economics, but that resonated with me. Like, there is something to be said of looking at the hard numbers and then understanding, okay, how do we implement this in the business, and what impact will it have next week, 6 months from now, and a year from now? So that I really enjoy. I try to find balance. I start my days with the workout, because I know that I can get some of my stress out in that way.
Yes.
And that will set my mind and body up for a day, no matter what gets thrown at me.
Do you keep a routine? Like, are you a pretty routine person?
In the sense that I'm always busy, yes. And that I can't sit still for 20 minutes, yes.
I feel you on that. Are you good at saying no to things?
No, absolutely not.
I'm trying to get better at this.
I'm trying to get better at it as well. But then there's FOMO. And if I'm not there, then what if I miss out on something cool? So, I'm trying to set better pockets of time for myself. So if I can get my workout in the morning, and I can read a couple of pages of a book before I go to bed, and I'm usually in bed fairly early.
What's bedtime for you?
9:30, 10 o'clock.
My phone turns off at 9, and that's when I want to go. But Trish makes fun of me. She's like, "You're a baby." I'm like, "I'm happy to be a baby. All right, I want to go to bed at 9."
I'm reading a book right now called Outlive by Peter Attia. Okay. It's about longevity and how you can extend your life or your health span, not just your lifespan, but your health span, which is the amount of years that you live a healthy and productive and active life.
Yeah.
And he has a whole chapter on how important sleep is. So if going to bed at 9 o'clock works, then it's good for you.
I'm going to tell Trish that. I won't mention anything about the ice cream and the beer that I drink.
Yeah, that's that part. Those are for the enjoyment side of it.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. We need that too.
Yes. Yeah. So food, travel, anything else that really gets you going outside of work?
Like I mentioned, this book, I love reading. Yeah. I try and weave in a business book and a fun book. This one about health is kind of somewhere in the middle, I think. Yeah. But I'm always reading something. I love asking people what they're reading and adding to my Goodreads account of things, the long list of books that should be read.
Are you on Goodreads?
I am on Goodreads.
We're going to be friends soon.
Yeah, find me.
I will.
Yes. I'm the only Merjan Bubernack out there, so yeah.
I'm the only Jimmy Hanna chick.
Yeah.
All right. So we are approaching time, which makes me very sad.
I know.
we are sponsored by Zcraft, and they are incredible curators of taste. They will do catering. They make incredible coffee. You go there, you get a coffee, you have a sip of coffee, but as you know, sometimes sip happens.
Yes.
When is a time, Merjan, that sip happened to you?
Yeah. First, a plug for the Yes Chef event that's coming up in a couple months.
Are you going?
I'm going.
Yes,
I will be there.
I will see you there.
Yeah, I just bought my tickets last week. Inspired by watching The Bear, obviously, on Hulu and Yes Chef culture. So this maybe ties back to my restaurant days too. I'm super excited for that event.
Good.
All right, sip happens. I tend to say things that just come out of my mouth, and then 3 hours later, I'm like, what did I just say? And I'm sure I will have that experience from this podcast.
Yes.
I maybe tend to curse a little bit more than the average young lady. And there's just moments where I wish that my brain had maybe kept up
Slow down a little.
Yeah. My mouth goes faster than my brain does. So to anyone listening and maybe hearing me say something that's a little out of sorts, I apologize in advance. It's just sip happens. So yeah.
That was perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Is there anything that we didn't hit that you want to hit? Anything that we should talk about that we didn't talk about? This is kind of your chance.
Yeah. I think let's go back to the building community piece. And I said this on a podcast elsewhere a couple of months ago, like, reach out to me. I'm on LinkedIn. Let's get coffee. Let's meet up and talk about life and living in the Lehigh Valley. And one person took me up on that last time. And I have a new friend out of it who are hanging out and working on some cool projects together.
Yeah.
So I love meeting new people. I love supporting our local businesses, our local restaurants and bars. So I'm in Southside. Come hang out with me at Bond Place whenever.
I love that. And as someone who has had a beer with you, you're a fun person to have a beer with. So.
And we won first or second place at trivia that
Second
night.
place.
All right, we got to go chase that first place now.
Yeah. So if you want someone fun to get a beer with and who's smart, obviously, because she helped on trivia.
You carried the team.
I don't carry anything.
Or Trisha carried the team.
That's probably it. Definitely, they should add you. Yeah. You are doing so much for the community, and it's lucky to have you back here. Yeah,
thank you very much. You as well. I'm excited to build the next generation of the Lehigh Valley together.
Absolutely. Merjan, I can't say it enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Happy to be here.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the YMI Talking Podcast. If you enjoyed this and want to hear more content from amazing personalities in the Valley, please subscribe, leave a rating, and drop us a quick review.